Hey there. I know it's been a while since I have put any content here on YouTube, but I'm back. And I pray that I'll be a little bit more consistent than I had been before. Life was lifing. A lot of great things have happened since my last video, so we aren't gonna take this video to do that, but I'm gonna start this video and probably all videos moving forward with just declaring the goodness of God. For those of you that are new to my channel, my name is Aria Davis. I am a believer. I believe that God has led me to this time and place in my life to share the things that I'll be sharing with you on this channel. I pray that they're encouraging to you. I pray that you learn something. I pray that we learn something together. If there are any questions that you may have or things you want to ask, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I will be more than glad to answer them if it's appropriate to do so on this platform. But this channel is just devoted to me being a face for not just my community, the Black and brown community, but parents of special needs children in general. I am a mom of 3. I have a 22-year-old, a 17-year-old, and a 7-year-old. My 17 and 7-year-old are my special needs children, or I like to call it, and maybe I'll coin it, my diverse needs children. Why diverse needs? Because although they have identical diagnoses, it presents itself differently in both of them. So their needs are very diverse. But before I get into the details of today's video, I just want to start with, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. And I'm so glad to be sharing my life with you all and doing the thing that God has been nudging me to do ever since I first started. But I allowed my thoughts and fears of putting stuff out there to stop me from being able to produce the content needed for those that are in need. So before we get started, I would like for you to like this video, subscribe if you feel so inclined to do so, and let's get into it. So my kids were diagnosed with an eye disorder called optic nerve atrophy. I know I have a video where I've discussed this before, but now we're going to be a little bit more structured in our content moving forward. My daughter was 9 months old when I received the diagnosis of her with optic nerve atrophy. And for those who don't know, optic nerve atrophy is the, we all have optic nerves that go from our eye to the back of our brain. And for my 2 children, that nerve didn't fully develop. Well, it's there, but I would say it started, I got to actually see a picture of it in color. So it's it isn't fully developed for their eye. That's one. But secondly, it's not healthy. It wasn't a healthy nerve. So something traumatic, I guess is what they're saying, happened to that nerve in its development and caused it to be underdeveloped. But then it is not as pink as it should be. It's kind of on the duller side for those who know medical stuff. And in addition to having optic nerve atrophy, they have nystagmus. Nystagmus is the dancing of the eye, and it's not always prevalent in both of them, but there are some kids and adults who do have the rapid eye movement, and it can either go sideways, or it, with my kids, sometimes it'll just dance like this, especially when they're tired, and it'll be like an eye roll too, and like a jolt to one side. In addition to the nystagmus, they also have what's called macular scarring. This, we don't know how they acquired macular scarring, but it's bilateral. So the macular is responsible for our color vision, clarity, and all those types of things. I could be getting these things wrong. I'm only 17 years in the game with this diagnosis with my daughter and 7 with my son. And some things about it is just like I just didn't want to research. Once I got an understanding of it, I was okay with it. Once I got a possibility of how they see, I was okay with it. And that just put me into action mode of, okay, well, how do I help them? So, but they have macular scarring, bilateral macular scarring. So both eyes have, and I got to see that too on a eye exam for both of them. But it's like their eye started healing itself, and as a result, the retina there's a scar right in the center of their eye, and with that, their color vision is affected, as well as the clarity of whatever it is that they're seeing. I've noticed with both of my kids that they kind of tend to use their right eye as their strongest eye. So when they look at things, they'll look like this, and then they'll turn their head. And basically it's their right eye that's doing most of the vision for them. And because the scar is right in the center of their eye, they either have to, they're looking on top of it or under it at whatever is being presented to them. So that is interesting and intricate and beautiful in itself, just to watch them when they are looking at things and paying attention to certain things, their toys, whatever it is that they're doing. In addition to, so that's everything with their eyes. We did just discover with both of them that there's something also on their retina. I don't think they're quite calling it degeneration, retinal degeneration just yet, or I could be getting this term wrong, because this term, this diagnosis or additional diagnosis for their eye is probably only a year old, and I've accepted everything that comes with my 2 diverse needs children, and I'm okay with it. Took me some time to get here, trust me, but I'm okay. In addition, they are on the spectrum. They are autistic, and it presents itself differently in both kids. They have what's called microcephaly, which is small head. My daughter, as a result of her microcephaly, she has a flattened frontal lobe on her right, I believe, which is called polymicrogyra. I know all these big terms and big words. It should affect speech, but she came out talking, no problems. My son, he's nonverbal with his autism and microcephaly. At the moment, he is acquiring some speech, and we're getting there, and that's a blessing in itself. Let's see, we have autism, microcephaly, the general term of developmental delay, hypotonia. So when they were first born, they had low muscle tone, and then hyperflexia. They had their reflexes. They had very strong or hyperflexation on their muscles as well, or their reflexes. I don't know. I some of these things, like, I just honestly, like the hypotonia, hypoflexia, I did not look those things up or dig too deep into those, because I just naturally thought, okay, physical therapy, occupational therapy, those kind of things can help with that when we get there. And that my thought process in the beginning of the diagnoses for both of them was correct. There's a lot of things that they're working on with PT and OT as a result of the hyper and hypo diagnoses that they both have. And that will sum up the diagnoses that they both have. And it affects them differently, like I said, and that will be in our next video, where I will dive into how it affects each child individually, and we'll go from there. But thank you for tuning in. God bless you all, and stay tuned. We have more videos to come. Blessings.